Richard Mentor Johnson lived a life full of adventure, controversy, and significant achievements. Born into a prominent Kentucky family, he rose to become a national figure, leaving a lasting impact on American politics. He served as the 9th Vice President of the United States from 1837 to 1841 under President Martin Van Buren. Johnson's story offers a glimpse into a turbulent period in American history, marked by rapid changes and significant events. It was a time of westward expansion, intense political battles, and social upheaval, shaping the nation's future. Johnson began his career as a lawyer and quickly entered politics, driven by a desire to serve his community. He served in both the United States House of Representatives and the Senate, gaining respect and influence. He was known for his charisma and his ability to connect with voters on the frontier, earning their trust and support. However, he was also a controversial figure, often at the center of political and personal debates. His personal life, particularly his relationship with a woman of mixed race, Julia Chin, sparked outrage among some, challenging societal norms. Despite the controversies, Johnson remained a popular figure in American politics, admired by many for his resilience. His story provides valuable insights into the challenges and triumphs of the early American Republic, reflecting the era's complexities. It also highlights the complexities of race, class, and social norms during this era, offering a deeper understanding of the past. Johnson's life and legacy continue to fascinate and challenge historians today, prompting ongoing discussions and research. Richard Mentor Johnson was born in Kentucky in 1780. His family had deep roots in the state. His father was a member of the Continental Congress. Young Richard grew up surrounded by politics. He pursued a career in law and quickly made a name for himself as a skilled orator and advocate for the common man. Johnson's political career began in the Kentucky legislature. He quickly rose through the ranks, winning election to the United States House of Representatives in 1806. As a congressman, Johnson was a staunch supporter of President Thomas Jefferson. He championed westward expansion and the rights of farmers and frontiersmen. He also emerged as a vocal critic of British impressment of American sailors, a major issue that led to the War of 1812. When the War of 1812 erupted, Richard Mentor Johnson eagerly joined the fight. He raised a regiment of Kentucky volunteers and led them into battle against the British and their Native American allies. It was during this conflict that Johnson's legend and controversy grew. At the Battle of the Thames in 1813, American forces achieved a decisive victory. The Shawnee chief Tecumseh, a key British ally, was killed in the fighting. Johnson, who was severely wounded in the battle, claimed to have personally killed Tecumseh in hand-to-hand combat. This claim, while disputed by some historians, made Johnson a national hero. The victory at the Thames and the death of Tecumseh solidified Johnson's reputation as a war hero. He returned to Kentucky after the war a celebrated figure. He used his newfound fame to propel himself further into the national spotlight. After the War of 1812, Richard Mentor Johnson returned to his political career with even greater ambition, determined to make a significant impact on the national stage. He won election to the United States Senate in 1819, representing Kentucky on the national stage once again, where he quickly became a prominent figure. While in the Senate, Johnson continued to champion westward expansion and advocate for the rights of settlers and Native Americans, often speaking passionately about these issues. He was a strong supporter of Andrew Jackson and his policies, aligning himself with the Jacksonian Democrats. However, Johnson's personal life began to overshadow his political accomplishments, drawing significant public attention. He became romantically involved with Julia Chin, a woman of mixed race who had been enslaved by his father, a relationship that was highly unconventional for the time. Johnson refused to hide their relationship, openly defying societal norms and expectations. He treated Chin as his common-law wife and openly acknowledged their children, a bold move that was rare in that era. This interracial relationship was highly controversial in the early 19th century, causing a stir among the public. It sparked outrage and condemnation from many, particularly in the South, where racial prejudices were deeply entrenched. While Johnson's defiance of social norms earned him admiration from some progressive circles, it ultimately hindered his political ambitions and tarnished his reputation in the eyes of many, making his career a subject of intense debate and scrutiny. Despite the controversy surrounding his personal life, Richard Mentor Johnson remained a popular figure in the Democratic Party. In 1836, he was chosen as the running mate for presidential candidate Martin Van Buren. Van Buren and Johnson won a decisive victory over their Whig opponents, and Johnson became the 9th Vice President of the United States. As Vice President, Johnson's role was largely ceremonial. He presided over the Senate and cast tie-breaking votes when necessary. However, he used his position to continue advocating for his political beliefs, particularly on issues related to westward expansion and Native American rights. Johnson's time as vice president was marked by both political triumphs and personal tragedies. He faced criticism for his unconventional lifestyle and his outspoken views on slavery. The death of Julia Chin in 1833 deeply affected Johnson, and he never remarried. The 1840 presidential election proved to be a significant turning point in Richard Mentor Johnson's career, marking a period of intense political struggle and personal controversy. President Martin Van Buren sought re-election amidst a period of severe economic hardship and growing political division, which made his campaign particularly challenging. Johnson, however, faced substantial opposition from within his own party, which was deeply divided over his candidacy. His controversial personal life and outspoken views on slavery made him a liability in the eyes of some Democrats, further complicating his political standing. In a highly unusual move, the Democratic Party failed to formally re-nominate Johnson for vice president at their convention, reflecting the deep divisions within the party. While Van Buren remained at the top of the ticket, Johnson's political future hung in the balance, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty and tension. He eventually received the nomination from a separate group of Democrats, but the party remained deeply divided, which weakened their overall campaign efforts. The 1840 election was one of the most contentious and colorful in American history, characterized by vibrant rallies and intense political debates. The Whig Party, led by William Henry Harrison, ran a highly effective campaign that emphasized Harrison's common man image and played on the economic anxieties of the time, resonating with many voters. Van Buren and Johnson, on the other hand, struggled to overcome the divisions within their own party and the negative publicity surrounding Johnson's personal life, which hampered their campaign. The election resulted in a decisive victory for Harrison and the Whigs, marking a significant shift in the political landscape. Van Buren became the first incumbent president to lose re-election since John Adams in 1800, highlighting the challenges he faced during his presidency. Johnson's political career, once so promising, seemed to be at an end, as the election's aftermath left him with few allies and diminished influence. After his defeat in the 1840 election, Richard Mentor Johnson returned to his home state of Kentucky. He remained active in politics, serving in the Kentucky House of Representatives and making another unsuccessful bid for the U.S. Senate. Despite his continued political involvement, Johnson's influence on the national stage had waned. Johnson spent his later years managing his Kentucky estate and advocating for the education of his children with Julia Chin. He remained a controversial figure until his death in 1850, but he also continued to inspire both admiration and condemnation for his unconventional lifestyle and his outspoken beliefs. Richard Mentor Johnson's life and legacy are marked by both significant achievements and profound contradictions. He was a war hero, a skilled politician, and a champion of westward expansion. However, he was also a slave owner whose relationship with Julia Chin challenged the social norms of his time and tarnished his reputation in the eyes of many. Johnson's story provides a valuable window into the complexities of the early American Republic. It highlights the tensions between the nation's founding ideals of equality and liberty and the realities of slavery and racial prejudice. It also reveals the challenges of balancing personal beliefs with political ambition in a rapidly changing society. Richard Mentor Johnson's story is often relegated to a footnote in history textbooks. However, his life and career offer valuable insights into a pivotal period in American history. By moving beyond the simplistic narratives often presented in textbooks, we can gain a deeper understanding of the challenges and contradictions that shaped the early American Republic. Further exploration of Johnson's life and times can reveal the nuances of his relationships with Julia Chin and their children, the complexities of his views on slavery and race, and the lasting impact of his political career. By engaging with primary sources, historical scholarship, and diverse perspectives, we can gain a more complete and nuanced understanding of this complex and fascinating figure.